still toiling from a reverse sweep, now need to face BDS, a team refreshed with their new roster. Tournament lives on the line. Let's see how each team handles the pressure of a best-of-7.
The defending world champions looking to return to their former glory, but Moist Esports standing in their way. Joyo has two brand new teammates that he's trying to hunt a major with, and it all starts right here, right now. Subi Smash joined by Cole, and Cole, I gotta say, man, we got some of the best matchups of today.
Yeah, we've been very lucky earlier on to see Kami Corp versus Vitality, and now the first time that Rise and Joyo have faced since Rise left Moist to leave to Oxygen, which is absolutely huge as well. These two, you know, coming to the fore, back in the Queso days of Vatira as well, and now they're up against each other on this fabled pitch, and two teams who have had different paths to get to here. A horrible reverse sweep earlier on against Moist Esports, but BDS again on a little bit of a run down in the lower bracket.
Yeah, absolutely. BDS, you know, they faltered slightly, but it's expected after making a roster change, especially the massive one of replacing Extra with Rise. And we know what Rise brings to the pitch, especially when that clock is around 10 seconds to go in the match. Just something special is created. And we'll see if things like that can happen today from Rise, but Joyo going to do his best to keep all of that at bay. I'm just so excited to see these two former teammates go against each other and see who can get the better of one another as the pinch comes out. My goodness, that was a speedy boy.
It's actually Seiko who gets the goal. He comes from the ceiling. Rise is there waiting for him, and Seiko just gets the most delightful little scrape. I think there was also another touch of a Moist player as well. Everyone getting involved in that opening goal. And as for Rise, Subi, he did not just join Team BDS to make Worlds, even though that's going to be tough for them with the points that they need to get, as it's saved by Joyo. He joined Team BDS to win Worlds. He believes that with Seiko and Monkey Moon, they can keep their crown that they got in Fort Worth last season. They have to show here that it's doable.
It's not a bad idea, right? Monkey Moon and Seiko are some of the best players in the game. And when you add the addition of Rise, it's going to be a tough climb to make Worlds, but it all starts right here at the Spring Open. And so far, I get that they're in the lower bracket, but if they can pull this one out, they're going to do well with start accumulating those points.
Well, whichever team does win will face Carmine Corp and Vatira in the lower bracket semi-finals, so huge reunion for the three OGs
crazy
over there. Everything works out in the end in Rocket League, it seems.
It's so crazy to think about when you reverse the hands of time and you go back to Team Queso and the special moments that they brought back in LA at that winter major, and then you go to London, but just how good all three of those guys were that randomly found each other. It's not like these guys made trades off of other teams. No, they were a team that formed and took RLCS by storm, and they're all still here and all still at the top level.
It's currently BDS that hold a 1-0 lead halfway into this first game as Monkey Moon clears as far as Joyo. Rise is trying to close him down, but Joyo does manage to get over the top towards Seiko, who's starting to come alive in Team BDS colors again. It's been a while since we've really seen him at his vibrant best. Such a fantastic player, and he's truly on his game. Joyo's coming in now. This one's going to go towards Rise, who gets in Monkey Moon's way somewhat. The double commit shouldn't do too much harm, though, because Monkey Moon can turn. But that's sort of the side of BDS. It's been a while since we've seen as Seiko gets the double. It's absolutely perfect. Maybe he's back.
I just thought this pass from Rise was brilliant, but no, the catch right there from Seiko to send it right between the goalposts on that backboard. Thing of beauty, the accuracy to nail that double tap. Seiko coming alive here in game number 1.
Cash is going to catch this one, though. The new man for Moist wants to go over the top of Monkey Moon, but Monkey Moon stands tall. Did so much good work in the series earlier before that reverse sweep against Team Liquid Cash. Would have been devastating for the Moist players. Especially when it's Team BDS that's your reward for losing, as Rise might make it 3 for BDS. Yes, he does. And they are playing supremely well in game 1.
Just 2 plays in a row where Team BDS, their vision gets them goals. They notice Moist pushing way too far forward. They're all at that midfield line. No one covering up the backfield. And they make them pay. 3-0 for Team BDS. And Moist Esports have their work cut out for them.
Well, when you're on the back of a best-of-7 reverse sweep, I believe somebody was saying it was the 18th in RLCS history, you have to start well in the next series. Maybe Juicy has just dragged them into making that a possibility.
Starts with the first goal, and it comes off of a beautiful demo on the back line as Cash was trying to steal that one away. But first one's the hardest one to get, and they chip away at the lead slightly and decrease it down to 2.
This new version of Moist get themselves back into games. The original Moist was so good at doing that. 0-second goals, Game 7 wins, unlikely comebacks, kickoff goals when necessary. I've got plenty of time to score a couple. The BDS are coming forward again. Juicy has to get a clean touch. Pushes it forwards. I know, I'm disappointed too, Subi. I think that's exactly what BDS wanted him to do.
Exactly, they baited him into that, but that's one of those situations where you've got to survey the field. He had so much space to work with, and that first touch, just so heavy, pushed it all the way downfield, and Joyo redirect, gets it over 1, and brings the lead down to 1. Moist still alive.
Joyo just keeps it simple. There was a massive challenge, just bounced in front of him, and he just puts it past Rise, beats his old teammate for pace, and Moist may be lining up a comeback of their own.
Gosh, this team just always been so clutch, so fun to watch. You can never get off the edge of your seat when Moist Esports are on the field. They can always mount those comebacks.
Cash puts that one into the center. Joyo, lovely touch! Lets it go across his body. Only Seiko was aware to it. Rise lets it bounce on his car up against Joyo. Always love watching these two up against each other. Rise round the corner. It's met there. I think it was Cash who got the touch, and he's back again. Another huge pinch goes into the center. This is how Moist scored their second goal earlier. Juicy gets the
Cash.
Free jumps. Cash gets it.
Cash.
Cash follows up, but it's saved by Seiko. Joyo maybe can keep it going. Monkey Moon should be able to get behind there. Not quite this time. Joyo's still causing chaos. Moist just can't quite get that final touch yet.
Great touch there from Juicy to hit that back pass. Cash off the ceiling. Cash can't get the touch. And here comes Juicy's last man back. Rise pushing it all the way down the field. And Moist Esports have to keep it alive. Not gonna happen. And Team BDS win a nail biter in game number 1.
I'm so happy that it turned into a nail biter though. When BDS went 3-0 up, I think it was pretty much dead on halftime. You're starting to think that maybe being reverse swept has just knocked Moist off their pedestal. But getting those couple of goals, Subi, that will really help the mentality as we go forwards in this series.
Absolutely. And I love to see the passing plays that we're seeing from Team BDS, getting everyone involved, other than Monkey Moon. But he's one of those players that, at the snap of a finger, he can come alive. But Seiko, oh my, you gotta be kidding. He can pull those mechanics out of a hat. And it was a close one. And Cole, it's good to see you today, my friend. I decided to put on a little floral shirt for springtime.
Oh, well, now I feel underdressed. I'm just wearing a purple t-shirt, but it's long sleeve.
It's purple, though. It's beautiful.
And that's
it's lavender.
Cool. The kids love long sleeve t-shirts, probably.
Something like that.
Who knows, mate? I'm old. Who knows what's going on anymore?
You're old.
Right.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that makes me then.
Do you know what? I'm a young man, Subi. I'm sorry. I take it back. Okay, my bad. I forgot who I was talking to. How could I?
Yeah, respect your elders.
Well, let's see if Moist can gain any respect from Team BDS. They started to threaten a bit of a comeback at the end of game 1. How they'd love to take a lead. They could do it early as well. Monkey Moon is making a real habit for himself of getting in the way of these Moist passes.
Oh, Rise over Joyo. He's still alive, and Seiko can't finish it off. But Rise does get that boost steal, and that is huge to slow down Moist Esports. We know how quick they are. We know how mechanical they are. It seems like every single time they get this ball in the air, they're going for a musty. It's just they want to show off. They want to look good while doing it. Monkey Moon trying to go opposite upper 90. Can't quite find it.
Speaking of looking good, you do look awesome in your floral shirt, Subi. I forgot to really mention how good you look, so good on you, man.
Thank you.
As Rise gets that one towards Seiko. Chain dashing his way around the corner, but Juicy was aware to it. Puts a great challenge into the center, but no one was left from Moist. They'd run out of boost and had to go back and get some. Now they're using it. Joyo just waiting to see what Cash can conjure up. Nothing this time. And it's Moist coming forward, looking more likely to keep the pressure going. But BDS just desperate to counter.
Yeah, just great midfield presence right now from Moist Esports. Team BDS having a rough time getting out of their own half as Monkey Moon trying to get that ball to Rise. Seiko pushed up, and that's a dangerous play. A lot of trust given over to Monkey Moon to win that 50. Didn't quite come out, and now it's a 3-on-2 advantage.
BDS so happy to defend, though, just sitting in their own goal, challenging Moist to come forward, daring them to break through them. Are they going to be able to? The demos come out. Juicy gets the double, not quite the third. Monkey Moon, though, is all alone. Cash tries to put it past him. Monkey Moon had put himself on the perfect place in the goal line, and another save as well. Monkey Moon coming in huge in defense for Team BDS.
Monkey Moon so crucial to Team BDS's success, offensively, defensively, leadership, you name it, this guy has it. As that shot is gonna be close from Rise. Tough angle off of the pass from Monkey Moon. And Seiko sees Monkey Moon. He keeps that pressure alive, goes for demo, can't quite find it. But the shot's starting to come from Team BDS.
Slowly but surely they're whirring into life, but Juicy might beat Rise here. It's actually a draw. We're going into the center, Seiko then getting the next touch. BDS moving their way forwards. Now it's their turn to charge. A demo comes in. Monkey Moon can't quite get the shot round the corner. And Rise is swept away by Joyo. It does fall to Seiko in the end, until Cash from the side gets the save. Moist have had all this game their own way. Suddenly they're put on the back foot by BDS, but for now, they're doing okay.
I mean, they're doing great. If you look at goals per game so far in the spring split, and we don't care about that. We're gonna look at this goal right here, right now from Monkey Moon. Pops the ball up, goes over 2 defenders, makes them look silly.
Rise just nudged Juicy out the way. Joe did his best to get back and help his mate, but it wasn't gonna happen. Monkey Moon had too much control, too much composure, and too much skill to fail to score there, and it's a great kickoff for BDS as well. Juicy's touch is met by Monkey Moon so quickly. Seiko gets it over the top of Joyo, almost trying to bundle it home. Here's Rise, it could be 2, just wide.
And one thing Team BDS, cannot do is get overconfident and look past Moist Esports as that shot down low, and he gets the follow-up, cleans up his own pass, and Seiko extends the lead to 2.
Look at this shot here from Seiko. He knew exactly where Juicy and Joyo wanted it to go, higher, at the top of the goal. That's why they were clinging to the wall. By keeping it low, made it almost impossible to get their car onto it, and it was followed up. And the rest was as simple as you like. And Team BDS, for the second game in a row, take a 2-0 lead. Maybe they can do the same and get a 3. Here's Monkey Moon to the ceiling. It pitches into the center. Seiko then hits Monkey Moon. Cash gets it away, but only as far as Rise was coming in. Juicy should be able to clear better via a Joyo touch. And BDS's attack, at least for now, is quelled.
And I love the positioning from Rise right there. Uh-oh, little tie-up from Seiko and Monkey Moon. Gonna lead to a turnover at midfield as Cash gets baited out by Monkey Moon. Monkey Moon looking for the dump-off pass, and here we go. Joyo and Rise mid-air, and Rise gonna defend that brilliantly, push it into his own corner, deny any offense from Moist Esports.
Well, there's been plenty of offense in this game, but it just hasn't really turned into decent shots. They've had 3 of them, despite the pressure they had before the BDS goal came in. They have to turn that around, and they have to do it pretty soon. Start to wonder if you're Moist, how often they can get away with giving goals away.
What?
BDS,
what?
Seiko's just chaining together all the flip resets. Cash is going to beat Rise there. And then Juicy should be able to find a pass, but Monkey Moon, what a read that is. Knew exactly where it was going. Joyo is read by Seiko as well. BDS have absolutely downloaded Moist in the last minute or so.
I just can't get over the 47 flip resets we just saw from Seiko. That was
actually 48.
Insane. Ah, yeah, it's hard for me to count when I can't use my fingers and toes. Tough one. But so far, I mean, 30 seconds to go, and it just seems like a completely different Team BDS than we saw in the first half. They had no shots to speak of, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, all this offense just started pouring on.
Cash does nip in there, though. Is there any chance he can get around Seiko? No, even when Seiko doesn't have the ball, he's just seeing Cash away. Juicy, he might get himself on the score sheet here, but it's not going to matter. Team BDS, you say they're different to earlier on in this series. They're different to earlier on in this season. When was the last time we saw Seiko trying to chain together some flip resets, showing how mechanical he is? BDS coming back alive in front of our very eyes.
Exactly. And I just have to commend Team BDS, Monkey Moon and Seiko specifically, because when we get a look at these player cams, and specifically, well, first let's get a look at the replays, because this was incredible from Moist Esports, the start of this, to be able to deny Team BDS, the statistical leaders, so far in the Spring Open, just shots, goals, all of that for that long. I mean, you got to tip your cap, but eventually Team BDS going to break through. And like I was talking about, look at Rise, look to his right and look to his left. When you look at Seiko's camera, Rise is sitting right in the middle. They want him to feel comfortable. They want him to feel welcomed. You are a part of this team. We need you. You're not sitting on the side. It's not the Monkey Moon Seiko show. We need you to succeed.
Speaking of which as well, the what we see next to and alongside Team BDS, Extra was behind them earlier on. I think he's just stepped out to get a drink or something now, but he is in the room. He is still part of the team. He's on the subs bench, but he's also getting involved in the coaching. He's scrimming with them. They have done everything they can to ensure that Extra stays as much part of the Rocket League world as is possible. And he's such a smart mind in the game as well. A perfect foil for Team BDS. If they need somebody to talk to, everything is working for this squad right now, and it's put them 2-0 up.
We're doing a little dancing on the field, waiting for players to get in here. Team BDS starting to feel comfortable. And, well, is it kind of weird to see Moist Esports not take a timeout there, especially given the fact they've been outshot and outscored 5-2 in this series?
Yeah, now you mention it, I think that would have been a perfect time to take a tactical timeout. It was tough for them. The games that, to me, always seem to be the ones that you really want to take that step away from are the ones where you were on top, you had momentum, you had territory, and couldn't get the goal. That was exactly that. Over there, Moist had so much of the play in the first half, 3 quarters, that as soon as BDS scored, it wasn't a collapse, but they just looked so much weaker. Moist need to fix that, and hopefully they haven't missed a massive opportunity for a tactical timeout as Seiko almost redirects that one, but it's saved by Cash.
Maybe it gave him confidence knowing that there's been a reverse sweep today. Maybe they can do it too.
That gave them, yeah, I really believe it because they got reverse swept.
Yeah, we got reverse swept, so we could do it too.
I love it. I love the positivity, Stevie. Maybe that's what they're thinking. As Juicy charges down Rise. Cash, go on, mate. Can you win this race? You've got the boost to follow it up as well. Should be
brilliant.
Easy as you like for Cash, but he's put it wide.
Oh, I think that was just a brilliant save. I think it was an infield pass. Either way, didn't go in as Juicy. Tons of space, tons of time, but he puts it right up where Monkey Moon was waiting. And that's an opportunity thrown by the wayside.
They'll have to go again, Moist, which seems to be the story of this series. Just retry things. Eventually, something's got to land. They'll take a lead, perhaps. The only goals they got, the 2 that they got last in the first game, after going 3-0 down beforehand. They changed the Cash wants to get the floor pinch, but it's not quite got the power, and Seiko's touch out of defense was perfect. Moon ends up with the ball. Rise would have been his target. He was bumped out of the way, so the attack didn't really come to too much. Actually, it was a little bit of pressure put on. Cash always seemed in control of that situation, and Moist should be able to see this one from left to right.
Here comes Juicy again. He just seems to always find himself with space and time. Unfortunately, that one, a little low boost. And tough one as that shot goes right across the crossbar. An infield pass, too much heat put behind that one. Juicy couldn't catch up. As Joyo forced to just slow this one down. Did he get the flip? I believe he did, but he gets the bump instead to start the offense for Moist Esports.
Once again, it's Moist that have started better, though. They have to capitalize. Juicy wants to get over the top of Monkey Moon. Can't do it, so now Joyo's coming in. See Cash there getting the mid boost. Maybe just starting to starve Team BDS. Putting them back in their place, pinning them back in that orange goal. But as soon as one loose touch comes in, it's only BDS that are winning the race for the next one. The midfield play is owned by BDS, even though it's Moist that are coming forwards more and keeping the ball pinned on BDS territory.
Yeah, it seems like a lot more panic on the side of Moist Esports. They need to just calm down, slow it down, and not worry about playing Team BDS's game. Don't try and match them blow for blow or match their pace. Play the Moist Esports game. Play funky. Get weird. Everything we know and love from Moist Esports.
A bit of freedom could be what they need. Cash, I wonder if he could follow that one up. I don't think he had enough boost to really chase it. So it was just a flick and then him trying to steal some boost from the BDS side. I think he wins yet another race, and Rise does the same. Just count the number of clean aerial touches Team BDS are having. He's just running out of steam over and over again. There's Rise now. Monkey Moon in front of the ball. Has Seiko in front of him. Joyo gets the save to the side. But look how quickly BDS put together a passing play when they get a split second to play with.
Yeah, you cannot think when you're on defense going against Team BDS because there's so many options that they have. That's Moist Esports doing great here in game number 3. All knotted up. 0-0. and the defense has been absolutely incredible on both sides of the pitch. But even with Team BDS seemingly controlling 2/3 of this field, Moist Esports refused to back down.
Rise is going to leave that one to Cash, though. It was a good decision, Rise. Normally when he decides to slow the game down, it's for the best. Woo! Challenge wasn't the best. That was going to go all the way into the BDS half. Joyo is desperately chasing it, wants to win this one, or at least dunk it. Monkey Moon just lets the ball go around him, then air dribbles it away. It's it halfway. Rise maybe does the rest. There's a bump attempt coming in from Monkey Moon. That was really good defending in the end, though. Moist had a lot of work to do there with the ball flying at them, and did it diligently.
Yeah, it's a tough one, especially when you're staring down an opponent.
Oh!
As Juicy comes in, and nice soft shot to the corner, puts it in, and puts Moist Esports up by 1.
Desperate for that one, Moist. Cash the beautiful double touch, and then Juicy the pace to beat Monkey Moon. And Moist do have their lead for the first time in the series. And now we have the all-important subsequent kickoff. Are Moist going to be able to survive these next few seconds? That's where the danger is, right when the ball stays still in the center, and everyone's just pulled slightly out of position. Cash actually gets the kickoff attempt.
Great
shot
steal.
from it. Juicy just wide, and then Rise sends it high and long.
That's so dangerous.
Seiko.
Oh no, where was the defense? Where was the midfield? Team BDS, once again, the vision pays off, and the passing play, perfection.
I think Joyo just got a little bit lost in the center. He went to the left, and he swept back to the right, and ended up just stranded in no man's land. And it wasn't directly from the kickoff, but just when the game gets stretched at the start. But there's a flip reset attempt from Cash. Juicy's coming in. Joyo, is he going to wait? Is he going to charge in? He's going to come in now. Is he? But he turns. Joyo, can you get enough pace to beat Seiko now? You can't. Oh, so disappointing. So near yet so far again. We're 9 seconds away from overtime.
Careful, that guy does it. He almost did it again. But Monkey Moon with the rebound and the finish. 4 seconds remaining on the clock, and Team BDS take the lead.
BDS, the world champions, on the cusp of making a top 4 in a regional. It's been a while. They've had their struggles. They've changed their world championship winning team. Now, can they see this game away? The first step in a long journey back to the world championships. Cash is going to be able to get to this ball on time. Up against Rise. Where does Monkey Moon put the ball? He slams it down. And Team BDS have 3 match points.
Holy smokes. Team BDS looking revitalized. And the most refreshing thing for me to see, Cole, is when you look at the score sheet and you see all the statistics, yeah, they're good. But the biggest thing that stands out, in my opinion, is every single goal that they have scored in this series has been assisted. Everybody is getting involved. And for the rest of Europe, that is a scary sight.
Team BDS getting their passes together, all of them feeling what the other one is putting down. You're right. It's a terrifying thought, because when they won the World Championship, that's what it was. They were just this... They were just
team.
This team, this machine. Nothing could break through them. Nothing could charge them down. It wasn't huge, massive solo plays. It was just the 3 of them in perfect synchronization. And Team BDS are just starting to once more take the first tentative steps into looking like that team. This is the team, Subi, who after winning Worlds have never made a top 4 in a regional this season.
That is insane.
It's been
an
a
insane
huge drop-off. And they're just staring up this mountain, taking the first step.
I mean, in fairness, they were on the top for quite a long time. So eventually, that gravity gets heavier and heavier. So that fall from grace, I think it seemed a lot worse than it really was, because potentially they could have hit the top and never came back, but they were on top for RLCS Season X. The amount of tournaments that they have been in and been on the top, nothing short of incredible. But going back to what we were talking about in regards to the team plays and how scary that must be as an opponent, you've also got to think of, okay, now they don't only have these team plays, but when you look at the individuals on Team BDS, Seiko, Rise, Monkey Moon, all 3 possess that individual mechanics to where they can take over a game. So it is a terrifying thing.
Well, they won't be counting any chickens just yet, Subi. You know, this is a team that have flattered to deceive for months now, Team BDS. And there is very much something as winners tilt. When you are so close to that finish line, suddenly you get scared. Suddenly you're not playing with as much freedom. We saw it earlier on from Hogan Mode. You know, when they were up against Carmine Corp at the start, they were everywhere. They were going into their faces, they were getting demos, they were on the receiving end of infield passes, and then game 4 or 5 comes around and they're a little bit further back. They're getting boosts. They're more defensive than they should be. BDS have to make sure they avoid that pitfall, and a flip reset from Seiko to start things off in game 4 would have been the perfect tonic to that worry.
Great positioning once again from Team BDS. First 15 seconds come and gone, and they have remained on offense as Joyo, big flick, and again, the midfield control from Team BDS. Just a thing of beauty right now, just refusing to let Moist break out of their own half.
Here comes Joyo. He's already at the Monkey Moon. Wants to get the dunk on Rise. But Rise manages to wriggle his way away from the grips of his old teammate and jump to get that ball to safety. BDS keep it at 0-0. Joyo has some boost now. He'll go again. Of course he will. Pass Rise this time. So that's the unassailable object he's already managed to bypass. Now Rise in the end does get the ball. A huge save earlier on from Rise there.
Yeah, really holding down that back line well. I mean, I thought, okay, you're waiting way too long, but he knew exactly what he was doing in that moment in time. As Cash cleans this one up, puts it over into the corner, and that ball's gonna stay in the corner. Dangerous spot as well. Joyo can't quite pass midfield, and Team BDS starting to push back, cover up that back line.
It's a good fake there from Cash to try and just make Seiko attempt to play. Seiko managed again to avoid it. So a few times BDS have looked like they were almost in trouble. Managed to just escape at the last second. What damage can they do themselves? Here's Seiko up against Cash. It was 3v1 for a second, but Cash does beautifully in defense himself. This has been a game of gorgeous defending, Subi.
Yeah, it absolutely has been. This is just a masterclass in defending, in midfield presence, in passing plays, and Cash almost thought he got caught out in no man's land, but had the speed to get back in time. Another demo from Rise. He's rotating through, and Juicy gonna pop that one up. Not the greatest touch, but Joyo gonna push it into the side wall, and no one there from Moist Esports.
Oh, good win there from Juicy. Good pace, Rise. Just plugs it forward. Joyo now up against Rise. Joyo gets it past him, but again, once you get past the first man, the second one is there. None of these solo plays too much damage at the moment. A bump will help. Rise tries to get it past Cash, but Cash uses every inch of that dominance just to see it away. Now Joyo can slow things down for a second. Juicy wants to win another race, but can't this time against Seiko. Joyo catches it. Monkey Moon is almost bumped away by Juicy, but instead turns it into a great pass towards Seiko, who tries to judge the bounce. Not quite there this time. It's a nervy place we're in right now, Subi, because they're both just building up to some big attacks. None of them could quite make it as Monkey Moon makes a save across the goal.
Way to meet that ball at the point of contact for Monkey Moon. Take away all shooting lanes from Joyo as Cash. Ground pinch, good, but Rise kept his feet firmly planted on the ground. Great defensive stance yet again from Rise.
Cash is going to be able to just make a simple save and air dribble his way forwards again. Just try and get his team some territory. Wants to get that ball capped in the orange half. There's a miss there from a BDS player. Won't do too much harm though, because Rise is an expert at letting the ball roll across his body. His first touch is glorious as ever. He gets the flip reset. Does he get the double? He doesn't need it, maybe, Rise. He manages to get in the way. He was almost bumped away by Cash at the last, but it's Moist that are starting to make more of a claim here. The boost is good. They're keeping coming forward. The mechanics are starting to pay dividends. The BDS counter with Rise. The dribble past Cash almost. Joyo, there's a fake. And Cash just lets it bounce on his roof.
No way. Monkey Moon misread it. The goal was wide open. And Team BDS keep Moist Esports alive, giving them hope here. As Monkey Moon pushes it back to the corner, no boost there, not gonna happen. As Juicy gets the steal, it's gonna slow down Monkey Moon quite a bit. And Team BDS on the march downfield.
Seiko wants to get the ball into the center for his teammate. Monkey Moon's just staring at Cash, trying to figure out what he's gonna do. Remember, Moist, 37 points if my math is correct, above BDS in the overall rankings. A huge lead. Completely dominant in this series so far. 3 games to the good, but Moist are just starting to mount a comeback if they can get this goal. It's Seiko, though, has the ball at the moment. He has a flip reset, wants to get over the top of Joyo, but Joyo was quick. Monkey Moon and Rise with double commit. If BDS can't make something from this, they might be in just a little bit of trouble. They have managed to regroup and rebuild, and a demo from Seiko and Juicy opens things up, but there's Joyo underneath the ball. Does he beat the opponent to the ball here? Yes, he does. Cash is there, but he doesn't have the finish. Maybe Juicy will. Sends it down, gets the 0-second winner for Moist, and they put themselves back in the series.
All 3 members of Moist getting involved on the 0-second banger as Juicy puts it in the top left corner, and Moist Esports, the reverse sweep, is officially alive.
I mean, Cash will, I'm sure, be spamming calculated in chat right now, because some would say he should have scored that opportunity at 0-second before his teammate Juicy had to clean up after him. But, you know, who am I to judge, and who are we to judge, Subi, when Moist, one way or another, have got themselves back into this one? And maybe that's when the pressure just starts to rear its head on Team BDS. They are, as of right now, 13 points below PSG Tundra. Every win they get is catching up with them and with G1, but they have to keep winning. They need this win more than Moist do, and Moist, I'm sure, will know that.
They absolutely know that, and you gotta think about the rare mistake from Monkey Moon. Rise got the bump. All Monkey Moon had to do was hit it low and down the middle, and that game was theirs. But Moist, able to break away, 0 seconds on the clock, end it in emphatic fashion, and keep themselves alive. I told you, Cole, if you can get reverse swept in a day, it only gives you more hope that you can do it to your opponent.
Honestly, you'd be a great life coach, Subi. You are an inspiring man.
You can do it. I believe in you, Cole.
Go on, inspire them out of that one, mate.
You know, sometimes the ball falls and sometimes it goes. And that time it went.
That was...
I don't know.
No, that was a thing of beauty, as was the goal, the beautiful kickoff goal. I'm sure exactly what Moist were talking about in their comms after winning that first game. They were like, yeah, let's just start game 2 well. 5 seconds in, you can see the fairly silly kickoff goal. Almost a second one as well, Rise. Try to get it over Joyo. Joyo had to stand so firm there. You can't win a game this early on. It's a cliche, but you can certainly lose one. You can throw it away. And Moist have to make sure they don't do that after a fairly nervy start to game 5. Cash bricks it forwards again.
Yeah, I'm still kind of reeling about that goal. I don't know how it went in. Obviously, it went past the goal line. I get that. It went between the sticks. But it had no power. You could see it coming from a mile away. I've got to go back and rewatch that replay because was it low boost? Was it just miscomms? I don't know. This ball's dangerous and Juicy. Gonna capitalize. Mistake in the box from Team BDS. Punished by Moist Esports.
The kickoff memory long gone as Cash utilizes the corner beautifully with that double tap. Sends the ball into the center, and Juicy knew exactly where to put it. He is looking confident after getting that 0-second winner in the last game. Adding to that now with a neat and tidy little finish. And Moist, despite their poor start, have parity, but here comes Monkey Moon. What pace from him? 2-1 again to BDS.
Keep your eye on Rise on this play. He keeps the pressure on Joyo, gets the touch, but he's also showing that he's going for bump.
Nice.
Does get the bump, forces Cash into a terrible spot. He can't go, he can't stay, but either way, the ball goes in the back of the net, and Team BDS once again take the lead.
Monkey Moon's touch is a little bit more towards his goal than I think he would have liked, but thankfully for him, safely into the corner. And BDS might be able to capitalize here. Seiko is racing the ball, he's winning the race, and he's doubling Team BDS's lead.
First unassisted goal of the series for Team BDS. Comes off of a breakaway. And Moist Esports, like you said, you can't quite win it early, but you definitely can lose it early. And right now, you can just tell tons of panic on their faces right now.
Is anyone gonna win this one cleanly? Yes, it's Seiko with no challenge. Actually, the attempt was wayward. Rise into the corner. Monkey Moon, can he redirect this one? Not quite, just couldn't get his car around it. Could have really been curtains in this game and curtains in the series. But Moist gonna keep on coming, gonna keep staying alive. A team that came to the fore as one who always would find a way to do just that. They would never give up. To try and find some of their old spirit here, because BDS are looking like they were a few games ago again. They've brought the gears back up, and they're playing faster than they were in the last game.
They brought a sledgehammer into game number 5, looking to beat Moist Esports into the ground with. And so far, it's working to plan, as Cash has the shot available just a little too high off the crossbar. Still, plenty of time to go here. No need to panic, and Juicy gonna finish it off. Look at Seiko, feels backflip on this one. Joyo waiting at the top, but my goodness, this was pretty.
I mean, it's Juicy that the scoreboard will say has the brace, but it was from Cash's glorious double tap in the corner, and then Joyo with the slow play, the flick over the top to make a beautiful assist. But they won't care, because all they will mind is that Moist are back in this game. Only 1 goal in it yet again, as Monkey Moon should have this one cleanly, but doesn't have too much boost to play with, so Juicy could get a decent challenge. Seiko up against Joyo. Cash is waiting underneath, so it should be fairly safe right now for Moist. And if you're them, Subi, do you go all out now, or just slow things down and make sure you don't give anything away for 20 seconds or so?
You know, if I'm Team BDS or Moist Esports.
If you're Moist.
If I'm Moist, no, you got to play just calm. You can't go all out. You definitely cannot overextend. You're right in this match. Think of it as a tie ball game right now and play that way.
Juicy has a pass in the center, but again, his touch is just a little bit too down the front of the BDS
demo's
players.
huge.
The bumps and the demos will help. Seiko just wants to get rid of that ball at all costs. If it does fall for him, he can turn it into some sort of attack. Almost there. Lovely first touch by Juicy, and the second one wasn't bad either. Monkey Moon just puts him off his rhythm. Sends the ball wide. Moist are trying these infield passes, Subi, but I'm not sure BDS are going to fall for them at the moment.
Yeah, not with the initial touch. You got to be a little more creative with it, especially when your car is facing towards midfield, and that's the only angle you have on the ball is to pass it. They know it's coming. Cash puts it right down the gut. Turned away by Monkey Moon. 90 seconds remain here. Game number 5. Moist Esports still chasing 1 goal. And Cole, I still believe that you hang on. You don't just go for broke. You don't go all in. You still play nice and calm.
Yeah, I agree. That time will come in about 45 seconds or so. For now, Moist will continue to play the game that's got them to this point. Seiko's coming in. He's got a clean shot. Is the ball going to bounce? It is off the crossbar. Monkey Moon just about gets it in, but my goodness, they made this chance tough for themselves.
It was a tough one. Monkey Moon, right place, right time, but it's hard to get the power on it when the ball slows down that much and you've already killed your momentum. But regardless, Monkey Moon puts it in the back of the net. Now it's time to go for broke. Now it's time to shove all in for Moist Esports.
Let's see what they're made of. Joyo has a pass in front of him, but he's just about taken off the ball to steal a boost, though, so some good work done by him. As Cash waits, fakes out Rise, at least for now. Juicy's turn this time. All 3 Moist players having a turn at a solo play. One at a time, BDS have got in the way. Cash is in the corner, and Moist have to come forward all over again, and every time you're sent back, it's just the epitome of frustration. Cash is in front of the ball. Joyo wants to get the flip reset past Monkey Moon. It's bounced. Juicy's there, can only put it high. Is there a pass? He fakes it for his teammate, Cash. And Moist have just begun to open that door.
Great touch here from Juicy, and you called it, Cole. Great fake to keep the defenders planted on the ground, and by the time Seiko got in the air, way too late. 28 seconds remain here, game number 5. Hope starting to hang by a thread for Moist Esports.
The most important 22 seconds of their tournament. Joyo wants to find Cash, and Cash wins the race. Brilliant pace from him against Rise. Can he do the same again against Seiko? Yes, he can, but Monkey Moon will win it cleanly. Seiko, this could be such an important touch for him. Won't score from it. Actually, he will in the end. Moist was so deep. Seiko capitalizes, and surely that's top 4 for Team BDS.
Ooh, top 4. It might be a top 4 play as well, as the pass from Monkey Moon looked like a ceiling pinch all the way down the field, and Seiko gets the shot, gets the board, puts the 2nd or 5th goal, extending the lead by 2. 2nd goal for him. And why not make it a 3-goal lead for Monkey Moon? Gets a hat trick to cap this series off with.
You suddenly look at the numbers, Subi, and you think, oh, this was never in doubt. A 3-goal lead with 2 seconds left. Simple as you like. Team BDS cruise their way to a top 4. But it wasn't like that. There were nerves, there were scary moments. Moist made them sweat till the very end. But Seiko, he bludgeoned Team BDS into a place they wanted to be since they won that World Championship and everything was crumbling around them. Finally, Team BDS have made their way back to a championship Sunday. Can they finish with a flourish? I think all these players fancy a goal for the road. Maybe it's going to be Rise that gets it. No, he doesn't. He didn't fancy it, really. He won't care. Team BDS make Sunday, they make top 4, and they knock out Moist.